Hello everyone and welcome back to another Metalstorm video. Today I'm going to be covering every unique and secret area on every map. This was a highly requested video. A lot of you guys have been saying that you wanted to see this one. So here it is. Currently there are 6 maps in the game: Crimson Canyon, Icebound, Crucible, Stormbreak, Stone Forest, and Countdown. Countdown being the newest map to come to the game. Now, with that out of the way, let us continue. First up, we have Crimson Canyon. Alright, Crimson Canyon is the first map that you'll play whenever you get the game and fly for the first time. So I'm going to be covering this one first. Here we have the tunnels that lead to the enemy spawn. Now these tunnels aren't exactly a secret area, but it is unique to this map. You can go through them and end up at the westward health pickup or repair pickup and the westward rearm, as well as, if you're playing air superiority, the C point that's on the enemy side. Now for this next one, we have the archway in the center. Not exactly a secret either, but it's there. You can use it to escape enemies or reposition, escape back to your side, or do a loop to evade a missile, things of that nature. There's also another set of tunnels here that lead to the center or towards the enemy spawn, depending on which direction you're coming from. Also very good for evading enemies or missiles, so use them to your advantage. That is what they are there for. They're especially useful for when you're playing air superiority. You can fly through them and avoid detection from enemies. And you can pop out this side and go towards the A point, which is usually on this side. Another cool landscape feature of Crimson Canyon are these spaces between the pillars. They're especially good when you're playing air superiority and you need to evade an enemy or, dodge a missile. You can dip through those areas and quickly get them off you. There's not much else to say about Crimson Canyon. It's a pretty basic map, though it does have some very cool map features that allows you to evade enemies, dodge missiles. If you like having a lot of terrain where you can hide behind, Crimson Canyon is the map for you. For the next map, we have Icebound. Now, this map doesn't have many unique features per se, but it does provide decent cover, so you can use the terrain to avoid detection and dodge missiles. Outside of having these archways and a few tunnels, there's not much to say about Icebound. It does have a lot of these archways that you can find pretty easily, and there is the tunnel in the center that leads to the enemy repair pickup, or to the center of the map, depending on which direction you're coming from. There is also this tunnel underneath the what would usually be the C point when you're playing air superiority. And I also found this little area between these two icebergs that you could use to evade missiles or evade an enemy if they were chasing you. So that's pretty cool. Aside from that, there's nothing else to cover. On to the next map. Alright, now for one of my favorite maps, Crucible. Crucible does have two special map features alongside the volcano that I don't see many players use often. And these are the tunnels that lead into and out of the volcano. As you can see here, you can go in on one end, do a small loop, and come out the other. They're very good for evading enemies. Now for the next secret area, we have these tunnels next to the archways on the left side of the volcano. You can fly through those and evade enemies. Along with the tunnels that lead into and out of the volcano, you can use these small passageways on the outside as well for priority target. I can guarantee you that most players won't expect you to go through that side of the archway, and they will likely lose track of you. There is also a small tunnel here on the right side as well. You can fly through this to quickly evade a missile and pop up on the other side. It's also close to the rearm pickup, so you can use it to evade a missile. Say you had no flares, you could dive down, fly through the tunnel, evade that missile, and then loop around to the rearm. That's all the areas on Crucible. On to the next map. Okay, now we have Stormbreak. This is another map that I really like. It has a lot of unique terrain and a lot of places to hide behind. Down here, you have a small archway between these two rocks that you can fly through to evade missiles or juke an enemy. There's also this archway underneath this rock here that leads into the tunnel that goes to the center. You also have this hollowed out area underneath this rock here that's on the right side. There are a couple passageways that lead into the center tunnel that I'm going to show you here. The first one is up here. You can fly through here. It goes straight through the middle and you end up on the other side. But you can also turn around and go through this small entrance here that leads into the center tunnel. There's also two on this side. You can go left or right. And then there is a few of them above. There's this one here that I showed you that leads through the center, and then you can make a turn and it brings you through this tunnel. You can go up or down. Yeah, so there's a lot of areas that you can fly through. That's what I really like about this map. And here you have an entrance from above that you can fly through to get inside. It also works the same from this end. You can fly into the tunnel, then upwards and exit to the same hole. Now over here we have two tunnels, and I'm sure a lot of players have never used. You can fly underneath this rock and you can choose to go left or right. It's very good if you want to evade an enemy and confuse them. It's likely they won't be able to tell where you're going to end up, especially if they've never flown through this area before. Well, this one is a bit more obvious. You can fly through this small tunnel here and then do a loop around to the other side if you want to. Yeah, so there's two tunnels there, archways there, or tunnels, whatever you want to call them, that you can fly through. I haven't found anything else that I could show you guys on this map, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we have a stone forest. Every J20 player's dream or nightmare, depending how you look at it, because this map does have a lot of open area, but it also has a lot of terrain features that you can hide behind. There is mostly open area, and it's very easy for a jet like a J20 to go up and rain down missiles on top of you. So you have to be very careful when playing on this map. Make sure you have a jet that can counter interceptors and use the terrain to your advantage. There aren't many secret areas, but there are a lot of crevices and passageways that you can hide behind to dodge missiles or evade enemies. If you've watched my I might need to sign up for MSI video, then you should be familiar with this area. If you go down here, you can go for a loop and fly through this little crevice here to evade enemies. Yes, I crashed, don't ask. But yeah, here's another area you can fly through. It's one of the less obvious areas, but there is a stone archway there that you can fly through. Here's another one, and another here. It's unlikely that you'll use these areas often, but it's always good to know just in case. Because I've definitely used these before when I'm trying to evade a pursuer or dodging a missile. But yeah, those are all the areas that I know of on Stone Forest. Let's move on to the next map. Okay, for the last map, we have Countdown. Now, there are plenty of areas in Countdown where you can utilize the terrain to your advantage. For example, the canyons. You can fly through the canyons and avoid detection by enemies. The canyons are quite extensive, so you can fly from one end of the map all the way over to the other and pop up on the enemy side, take some shots, dip down again, and evade. But you should also keep in mind that flying through the canyon means you have limited options. Your only way out is up or following the canyon completely out to the other side. So fly through the canyons at your own discretion. For the other area, we have this building here. You can fly through it and end up in the tunnels that run through the center of the map. Now, keep in mind when you're flying through these tunnels, one of them is blocked off. You can see it has the red light. So you fly to the one with the green light first, pass the obstacle, and then you can swap over because the one that you were flying in originally also has a part of it blocked off as well. So do keep that in mind. For our next secret area, we have the tunnels that lead inside this reactor looking area. You can fly through the tunnel and do a loop and come out the other end. There's multiple entrances and multiple exits. There's one over here on the far end, on the far west side of the mountain. So you can fly through this one. And do a loop. And come out the other end. You don't have to come out on the same side that you went in. You can always maneuver to any area you feel like and exit on any side that you choose. Here you do have this tunnel that you can fly through, and it leads to the main area in the center of the map. You can also fly under this railway, and it's also great if you're flying the Griffin and your ability is on cooldown. You can use this to hide while your cooldown resets. I have shown you guys this area already, but there is another section here that you can fly through. You will crash, but if your plane is maneuverable enough, you can do what I like to call a crash flip, and the plane will flip over onto its tail, and you can use your afterburners to regain your speed and maneuver out of there. If an opponent is chasing you that's on half health or below, and they try to follow you, they will crash and die, so you could try that. I've never tried this in a real match because I've never had anyone chase me into there, but you know, it's always something you can consider. Here on the satellites, if you didn't know, you can fly through these little rectangular things. I'm not sure what they're called, but you can fly through them. And here's the bridge as well. You can fly through these little slits here. There's also an area over here by the pipes. You can actually fly between these stairs and then fly through the pipes. Here is another area. There's a little hole here behind the pipes that you can fly into. You'll most likely crash. I've never reached the bottom before. As you can see, you just collide with the grill and explode. So I'm not sure if you're able to go in there and exit safely. So, but that is an area that you can fly into if you were wondering. Yeah, this is the end of the video. That is every secret area and every unique location on every single map in Metalstorm. If you enjoyed this video or found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If there's anything else you guys would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.